Oh, good morning. Tora, quit moving out of frame. Now there's glare behind you. I've been trying to get this cat's picture for the thumbnail and she just won't. She ain't having it. There she is. The best old kitty cat. Okay. Since she said hi to her adoring fans, here come the cat treats. All five of the other cats are outside. Thank the Lord. Now, let's see. Get me in the frame. Oh, that's irrelevant. Just found something I didn't know I had. An empty container, and I have something to put in it. Well, guys, the government is shut down, but I don't feel any difference just yet. We'll find out on, I don't know. We'll find out whether I get my food stamps because I'm in California. And it's so expensive, I have to depend on food stamps. So anyway, apparently there could be problems with the SNAP program. It stands for something, supplemental nutrition something. Tora, get out of my stuff. Bad cat. There could be problems with that program. YouTube's lying again. It said 0 listeners and 1 thumbs up. Brilliant. Anyway. Oh, sometimes I'll have 6 people chatting and it still says I have 2 or 3 listening. I gave you treats twice now. Leave me alone, Tora. I like it when the cats go outside because there's less litter box duty. Anyway, my Social Security came in on time. They usually send it a couple days early. Oh, hi, Morgan. Welcome in. I got started a little early today, a few minutes early, because I didn't oversleep. Oh well. The due date for my food stamps is Sunday, and I don't think they do that on Sundays unless maybe it's totally computerized. We'll find out. No, I didn't put any support links in the description. I probably should have. Tora, knock it off. You've had treats 4 or 5 times now this morning. I couldn't stay awake yesterday, so I slept from like 6 o'clock to 1 a.m. or so. And couldn't get back to sleep until it was time to get up in the morning. Go figure. And, oh, guess what? The Department of Transportation, DOT or DOT, is threatening to make California driver licenses invalid in any other state. They're only good for driving in California. Oh, you have a good kitty too, Morgan. Your little Gracie is too polite and won't even go onto beds or couch without being invited. Well, Tora is not polite. She's more polite than the other cats. Uh, like when I'm getting into bed, Tutu, the male, the only male, and yes, he's fixed, hops onto the bed and steals all my blankies. In fact, he weighs them down before I even get them over me. And I have to pull on the blankets to pull them out from under him. He is a nice warm cat, which is nice on a winter morning. I have a warm cat on my bed. You had a girlfriend like that, huh? When I was married, I would take an extra blanket of my own and put it under all the other covers. Because in the middle of the night, Phil would get too warm and pull all the blankets off of him and off of me and dump them on the floor. Well, maybe he was too warm, but I was cold. So I got my own blankie to wrap myself in. Yeah, it is rude. His excuse was that he was asleep, but I'm not buying it. But the problem was solved. Yeah, he could be rather inconsiderate at times, and at other times, very considerate. Cats are the worst blanket thieves, though. Back when I had actual pet cats that were not feral or stray, I would wake up in the middle of the night with 6 cats sleeping on top of me on my bed. Of course, there isn't that much room. I sleep on the recliner chair now because I have to sleep elevated. Doctor's orders, and it works for me. And I'm not going to get a hospital bed, so I use the recliner chair. But Tutu is persistent. And then Smokey will get up on the back of the chair above my head. Oh, you had a tiger who massaged your back. I had a kitty named Tiger. We called him Uncle Tiger because his kittens before I could get her to the vet. She was with child when she was, well, my son brought 3 cats over and said, here, Joy isn't taking good care of them. So here I was with 3 more cats. And Smokey Bear already holding at our side. So I knew it was going to be grandma to some kittens. But this Smokey Sue, sits on the back of the chair right above my head, and over the course of the night, she kind of rolls over onto my head, which is uncomfortable. She's a heavy cat. It must be something about fluffy, long-haired, gray female cats that they have this personality that's very aggressive, or at least assertive. Now, Tora kind of worries me. She never meows. Sometimes she squeaks, but I've never heard her meow. I don't think she can. Another bit of evidence that she's part bobcat. She's a hybrid, aren't you? All right. The light looks brighter in person than it does on the camera. But there she is. Pretty kitty. It must have been the wrong flavor of cat treats. Let's try the other flavor. It's almost empty. Yeah, cats like to knead things, especially if you're wearing like a fluffy sweater or something that's easy to get the claws kind of stuck to. And yeah, cat. Cats. So the government is shut down. I'm not feeling it yet. Oh well. Today I'm having some groceries delivered from the local market because I don't have transportation on Thursdays. Hi, Pio. Welcome in. I'm tomorrow I get to see an optometrist and get eyeglasses. That'll make it possible to renew my driver's license, but if it's only good in California and nowhere else, that doesn't do me a whole lot of good because it's my ID. Yeah, YouTube has been, I guess they call it shadow banning. They've just been failing to send notifications. I've been starting every stream with just stuff it's okay if you miss it. I think I've been on for about 7 minutes now. Congress needs more time to work out a budget for the next 12 months. So the House, at least House Republicans, passed a continuing resolution to keep the government open for 7 months while they work out the budget. And it simply keeps on spending what they've been spending, no changes. But the Senate Democrats are demanding an additional $1.5 trillion. In England, that'd probably be $1 billion. We don't have a 100 million level. We go million, billion, trillion. Oh, they go a million. How's that go again? A million, 100 million, then $1 billion. That doesn't even make sense. But that's what they do. At least it isn't metric. I hate metric. Including all kinds of welfare, including health care for people who are not qualified. Oh yeah, Pio, imperial measures are not the same as what we use in the US. Canada uses imperial, by the way. Sorry, got a tickle in my throat. I learned that watching Glenn and Friends Cooking. He's in Canada, I think Ontario. The American cup and so forth are not imperial, and we can use metric. My measuring cup is half. One side is American measurements, ounces and cups, and the other side tells you how many liters or whatever in the metric system. Hey, so Poland doesn't use imperial anymore, huh? Yeah, and if you use a kitchen scale here, you can set it for pounds and ounces or pushing my brain, and it's morning. Fractions of a gram. That's it, grams and milligrams and so forth. Oh boy. I studied science for a while, so I have a general idea of grams and liters. Because in hospitals, they use grams and liters. Anyway, and in laboratories, scientific laboratories. Oh, well, the temperature, as far as I know, is the same in the US as the imperial, but it's not, it's Fahrenheit. The other system is centigrade. If you just double centigrade, you'll be close to what it is in Fahrenheit. And the higher the centigrade temperature, the closer it is. Like if they want 150 degrees centigrade in your oven, well, my oven is Fahrenheit, so I set it to 300, twice 150. But at lower temperatures, there's a bit of difference because Fahrenheit has water freezing at, was it 30 degrees or 32? Here comes when water freezes. Okay, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's 0 degrees Celsius. Degrees Celsius, which we used to call centigrade, is there's a bigger difference between 1 degree and 2 degrees than in Fahrenheit. Well, hi, Jason. Welcome in. Metric. Yeah. I think I said that earlier. But, I'm just noodling. I'm just talking for the first 10 minutes or so while people wander in because YouTube doesn't send a notification. Yeah, Morgan, metric system. The metric system is meters, liters, and so forth. And I don't know what we call the other system. Well, there's imperial, but America doesn't use imperial. We use whatever. We use what we call normal cups and ounces, but they aren't as much as in the imperial system that England uses. I just kicked some things on the ground. Just my bottle of vitamins and my other bottle of vitamins. Oh, Poland is using the International System of Units. Système International d'Unités. Why do you write it in French? Does France use that? That's probably metric. I think the metric system began in France. The revolutionaries were trying to change every standard system. Yeah, Pio says yes, it's metric. Well, we just call it metric. And by the way, metric means measured, things you measure. Yeah, they tried to base the metric system on the circumference of the Earth, but their measurements were a little wrong. After all, it was what, the 1800s? Maybe, no, 1700s, around 1799, I think. French Revolution. 1789. Okay. And I think it lasted till Napoleon took over. Let's see if Google can tell me more. The first practical realization of the metric system came in 1799. I got a date right, during the French Revolution. Napoleon metric system? What, did Napoleon change it? He did not invent it, but he did ban its official use in 1812 and replaced it with a more familiar set of units called mesure usuelle. Oh gosh, I better share the screen. I can't spell that. But it says mesure usuelle. Right here. I'm going a little bigger because the French words are a link and I just don't want to click it. Explain this. But it was reestablished, the metric. Where are we? Now, when did Napoleon rule? Napoleon Bonaparte. Yeah, there's, I think it's a musical play, you know, a live theater called Bonaparte. Okay. During the revolution. Gosh. He ruled France as first consul from, okay, am I still sharing? Yes, so Get the pretty pictures on screen. He was the first consul under the revolutionary um, government in 1799 to 1804. Oh, he established the consulate, effectively ruling France, laying the groundwork for his empire. Okay. And he wasn't really building an empire, by the way. So he led the French Republic 1799 to 1804 and then ruled the French Empire as emperor from 1804 to 1814 and briefly again in 1815. What countries did he rule? Belgium, Holland, parts of Germany, and the Italian coast all the way to Rome, and various puppet nations. Well, we'll close this. Actually, the only war that Napoleon started, in other words, they didn't attack him first, was a part of Spain that violated a treaty. Um, all the other wars were countries that attacked Napoleon's France, especially the English. My ancestry is English, but sometimes I hate the English government. And at this point, I think a lot of people, English people in England hate their government. I keep reading that their prime minister, I'm not, Carney. What a name. Here in the US, Carney is someone who works at a carnival. Um, taking your tickets and letting you on the merry-go-round, or having wild animals do tricks, or dressing like a clown. That's a carny. Oh, Morgan calls him Carney. I keep hearing that he's on his way out, but he's still there as far as I know. Well, you know what they tell us Americans, or Yankees, or Yanks as many call us? They think that's an insult. We're proud of it. Well, anyway, we voted for that bozo. Oh, is it Starmer? Carney must be Canada. Yeah, sorry. Carney's the Prime Minister of Canada, and he's no better than Starmer. They're both supposedly on their way out, and they're both still there. See, I'm not real clear on rulers of or presidents or whatever of other countries. I know there's a lot of weird rumors about the president of France. His wife actually had a doctor confirm that she is a woman, biological woman, because people were saying she wasn't. Oh, people thought she was a man, but apparently she denies it, and I don't know, and I don't want to see the evidence. The only way to prove it is to get naked and see if you have an innie or an outie. And I don't care. What they do in the privacy of their home is their business. And of course, a lot of people thought Michelle Obama was really Michael, a man. I don't care. President Obama was really not a good president. They gave him the Nobel Peace Prize, and it is not Nobel, it's Nobel, after Alfred Nobel, who felt so guilty about inventing dynamite that he left all his money to this outfit in Sweden that gives out the Peace Prize. And Obama won the Peace Prize for getting elected. He got elected president and boom, Peace Prize. I'm going, well, what did he do exactly? Ask the people of Libya in North Africa. Obama bombed them incessantly. I forget how long it lasted, but at least 5 days. And we were already at war in Afghanistan. I don't know, Pio. I don't know if you can have war criminals when there's no declared war. You know, over at least the course of my lifetime, both sides, Republicans and Democrats, have just been a bunch of warmongers. Except for Kennedy, and they killed him. I don't know who they are, but somebody killed him in 1963. Lyndon Baines Johnson, known as LBJ, took over, and he ran for his first term as president, talking all about peace. We don't need war, we need peace. And then he escalated the conflict in Vietnam without ever, Congress never declared a war. But our young men were coming home with, arms and legs they witnessed. It's a time when it was young black men had a hard time finding jobs. So they could either commit a crime and end up in prison or join the military and end up in Vietnam, trying to escape from the ghettos that got worse under Johnson's presidency. My generation, but I was too young. People about 3 years older than I was were marching in the streets, calling for peace and ending the war in Vietnam. Congress never declared war, but there we were. And it didn't change anything. Oh, by the way, I forgot its name again. The Indian, as in Native American, activist. He has a French name. I have a mental block against French because I tried to learn French. It was finally released. Let's see if I can get Google to tell me. Come on, typos. He was recently let out of prison. Leonard Peltier, or, all right, I'll just share this. They convicted him of killing a police officer, but after almost 50 years, two FBI agents. And he insists to this day that he was framed, that he did not do it. Spent 50 years in prison, almost. Now he's in home confinement, and his tribe and other, charities provided him with a house and people to help him because he can't see. He can barely see. He couldn't get treatment for the cataracts in his eyes while he was in prison. His supporters for decades have been arguing that his prosecution was unjust, and there have been calls for clemency from figures including the Dalai Lama and Pope Francis, as well as support from within Biden's own administration. But now we're hoping that maybe Trump will pardon him or something, because it is a federal conviction, so he can. Biden commuted his life sentence to home confinement, but we're hoping Trump will let him out of the home confinement. He can't go to the grocery store or the doctor without getting permission from his probation officer. Now, if it's an emergency and he goes by ambulance to a hospital, they'll immediately check on him because he wears that tracking device that they put on people in home confinement. The screen went black on you? Oh dear. As long as you can hear me. YouTube playing games again? Oh, I remembered the name of the president of France. Thank you, Pio. Tora quit. Well, England has a lot of censorship that the US does not have. The president of France is Macron. It's easy to remember names like Xi, but I forget which country. Is it China or some other country? Oh well. And of course, who can forget Trump? I used to play poker, usually for fun at home, and other card games. And in some of those card games, you have a Trump card, a whole suit of Trump. In other words, I put down a 10 of spades, but you don't have any spades. You can take that card with a 2 of hearts if hearts are Trump. That's the card game thing. Okay, well, I've been on for about 40 minutes. I think that's long enough. Seeing as how YouTube hasn't dragged in my usual crowd. And I still miss Ditch. He was amazing. a gamer, and so really smart, and he just suddenly had a heart attack. Guy, I miss him. Quit. Okay, England is probably censoring me. They have people, including old women, in prison or in jail for sharing a Facebook post. Uh, it's ridiculous. Isn't headed that way in the United States. Tora, get out of my stuff. She's the best, but she's bothering me. Say hi to your adoring fans. Don't look away. Where's your kitty kisses? Huh? Well? Oh, well. Anyway, it's time to get a going. My groceries will be here soon. And I haven't finished my bowl of cereal. I made cream of wheat. Actually, it's farina. That's what cream of wheat is, but it's cheaper when you buy farina because it's not a big brand like cream of wheat, and it's exactly the same thing. So anyway, thank you, Typo City. Thank you all, and have a great day, and hope the freedom of speech still exists somewhere in this world. Just enjoy. If I said what was on my mind, people would jump over me, even without the bad words. You know, I get angry sometimes, but not hateful. Don't, well, I try not to hate anyone, but I allow myself to get angry. Our government is shut down. It feels the same. But now, when I finally get my driver's license, it will be good only in California. It means I couldn't drive a car in any other state, and it would not get me on an airplane, even if it was real ID. Criminy. Okay, let's go, and remember, prayers, positive thoughts, and so forth really can have an effect, at least on yourself and the people you interact with. Keep positive, even though I don't feel like it right now. See you later. Bye.